We're going to have a short press conference here regarding the whole unemployment situation that you're dealing with and we're dealing with this community. So if you could just kind of listen to quietly so we can get this word out about it, okay? I'm going to have Reverend Jackson start off with the reason we're here today and why we're talking about this issue. Go ahead, Reverend.
Thank you, Father Flager. We're here today in the second highest unemployment rate in America right here in Southside Chicago. Chicago and Detroit are ground zero. The unused stimulus money should be redeployed for direct investment in those who have the greatest need. The 49 million Americans who are food underserved, that impacts upon the lifeline of seniors, the vitality of our youth, and even school attendants, and they need jobs. This should be a target area for the green jobs. This should be the green zone. If these young people here were able to weatherize homes, able to remove asbestos and lead paint, and begin to build affordable housing, they would be employed, an alternative to much despair and violence and welfare. We would think that early on there should be a town hall meeting in this area. This area means so much even today. The presidency has got much of his experience as a community organizer in this basic area. We need to real focus on this area. The banks got bailout. People are being put out. You look at this area, you have the highest infant mortality rate, shortest life expectancy, the most unemployment, the most home foreclosures. The banks were able to target, steer, and cluster people into homes and then take those homes. When homes are foreclosed, when they don't restructure loans, and loses value, there's no tax base for the hire police, teachers, firemen, and city services. So in some real sense, this becomes a zone to be tapped and to be prioritized. We need the same thing in a real sense that Afghanistan needs. Urgency, priority, timetable, a budget, economic reconstruction, and a green zone. If we can afford to folk in Afghanistan and Iraq a green zone of safety, kids can go to school here if there's a green zone of safety and walk the streets, and on the corners to catch the buses and play in the yards. We need the same basic commitment to reconstruction in this zone that we need in Afghanistan, and how beautiful that peace zone would be. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Reverend Jackson. Some years ago, I was called by one of my members who was sitting in an emergency room for about 3.5 hours waiting for care by the medical department. She was in an emergency and having heart problems and thought she was having a heart attack, which later we found out she did. So I came there to go to the counter to say to them that although there's many people waiting in this emergency room for help, this lady was literally dying, and they needed to take care of her now, and we had to demand that they gave her the care she needed immediately rather than continuing to wait. That's the reason I think Reverend Jackson and I are here today, that although there's many people who are suffering in this economy, in this sickness of economy that's going all around America, there are some in crisis state. There are some that are literally dying, waiting for jobs, waiting for help, waiting for employment. We look around this room and we see all these people in here, and this room is filled daily, people coming to computers looking for jobs. But it's finding the jobs. It's not that there's not the desire there. Everybody here wants a job. But you have to find the jobs. There has to be the jobs available. So what we're saying is we want the help. We want the government to focus on the areas, on the person in the emergency room of America right now that is literally dying, looking for jobs, looking for help. I've watched the foreclosures go on. I've watched people line up in our social service office at Blackmere. I've watched people come in here every day looking for jobs. We need help. And the green jobs are one area, but we need jobs throughout America. We need America, and we need the government to focus on this community. If they say this is the highest unemployment, second highest in the country, is Auburn, Gresham, and Englewood, well then help Auburn, Gresham, and Englewood. We are part of America.
I might add in this quest, welfare to work, there are 4 steps needed. Child care. If a parent leaves the child uncared for and something happens to the child, the parent can be arrested. You need child care, transportation, which costs, job training, and a job. But now in the welfare to work scheme, there is no longer a safety net. And that's where you have rising malnutrition, poverty. 49 million Americans who are food insecure. They cannot predict that they'll have 2 meals a day. That has an impact upon school attendance, an impact upon the lifeline of seniors. We need direct intervention now. I looked today and there were troops going to Afghanistan. They're getting direct intervention. We deserve no less than that sense of urgency and priority and timetable and budget and economic reconstruction and a green zone of safety now.